Hello guys, welcome back. So, I had a video. No, I didn't have a video. I had a question. Let's bring it up on screen and I'll read it out. From Daniel Akinpelu, if that's right. Apologies if not. Hey Carl, could you make a video explaining how to execute the closed vowels E and U while traversing through the first bridge? I've watched many videos and read countless articles, but still cannot get a handle on these two vowels without breaking or destroying the integrity of the vowels. Thank you. Great, this is an interesting question. Partly because the answer I'm going to give you, you're not going to get anywhere else. And the answer I'm going to give you probably won't necessarily help. Which is obviously what you want. Firstly, let me say I had exactly this problem, so I know how to fix it. Let me take these off. I know how to fix the problem. Unfortunately, the solution I have is one that takes basically a long time, and it just takes more skills. So let's define what I mean when I say more skills. In fact, no, let's define first, why are these vowels more difficult? And I'm going to try and explain it the way I understand it. Now, I don't know what science this has to back me up. It's not something I've looked into in particular detail. But I do have an understanding of it that in my head seems to make sense. And it feels like eventually it panned out for me. E and U in full voice through the first bridge are harder to sing, technically harder to sing than other vowels. At least if you want to sing them purely. So, yeah, there are short-term fixes you can employ, and Daniel's mentioned it correctly here, destroying the integrity of the vowel. Many coaches out there will have you modify the E and the U vowel to I and what would the U towards I guess? I and is that right? They'd have you modify it, change the vowel, basically to make it a little bit easier for you, because you haven't quite developed the skill set to sing the E and U pure yet. That's the way I see it. I see most coaches as encouraging the short-term gains. Change this vowel a little bit, and you'll be able to sing it today. And there is some benefit in that, and you can look up loads of coaches out there that talk about vowel modding and how to change the E and the U. I never subscribed to that, and I'll tell you the reason I didn't is because all the natural singers I watch sing vowels purely. Now, let's go back to E and U. They are harder to execute. They're harder vowels to sing. You need to be more skilled to sing them purely in full voice through the first bridge. That's how I see it. Now, why are they more difficult to sing? I want to give you some understanding. The E and the U, in my mind, the E and the U are like, when you sing them full voice through the first bridge, it's like you're taking two forces that oppose each other and bringing them together. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is the E and the U vowel, by their nature, want to go to head voice. They want to be hooty. They want to have that nice light hooty quality about them. It's just the nature of that vowel. It wants to go to that heady spot. Now, when we combine that with full closure, chest voice closure wants to stay the opposite. It wants to stay chesty. It wants to stay full. It wants to stay thick. So you've basically got a compression level and a vowel that don't mold together as easily as if you had a chestier vowel like a wide, more open vowel like an A, which is thick in its nature, which is chesty in its nature. So different vowels have different places they want to drag you towards, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And when we're trying to hold on to that chest voice closure and keep it thick, we've got chest voice pulling us one way and those vowels pulling us another way. So in order to bring those together, it takes more independence with the muscle groups. So basically, what I feel is when I sing E and U, to keep them on the right tilt and free, I'm having to engage that cricothyroid tilt more to keep it in the same place is how I can explain it as simply as I can to you. So what I mean by that is I have to work a bit harder to keep that vowel released and free. That extra work has to be highly focused and very specific. And what tends to happen is people on some level realize they need to put in a bit more energy to get those vowels to work. But the problem is when they engage that energy, it tends to be dispersed either into more strain or the closure muscles will engage a bit more. They will squeeze a bit and it will feel pinched. Yeah? So because we need to engage more musculature on the E and U vowels, that extra muscular has to be hyper focused and very just in a very specific spot, because if it's not, it will squeeze and grab. So what does this all go back to? It goes back to independence of muscle groups, working muscle groups in isolation, all the stuff I talk about all the time. When we engage this muscle group, let's do it on this side, with more squeeze, the challenge is, can we keep the other muscle groups completely relaxed whilst we engage that extra squeeze in this muscle group? And that's harder to do. The more one muscle group's engaged, if we don't have quite enough independence, the more other muscle groups want to grab a little bit at first. So eventually, you can squeeze on one muscle group really, really hard and keep everything else relaxed. And at that point, you can sing the E and U vowel freely and without any extra squeeze or tension. What I'm trying to get across is, when your skill level becomes high enough, when you're good enough at what you do, the E and U vowel are just the same as any others. Now, they take more effort to sing and keep free, but once you've got them there, they're not really any different to any of the other vowels. The reason people trip up is their skill level isn't quite developed enough yet. And so, like I say, when they need to engage that tilt more to keep that E and U vowel in place, something else grabs. Yeah, something else more wants to grab because they don't have the independence. They don't have that level of isolation that they need in the muscle groups to coordinate those vowels efficiently. This is not... I mean, I put this information out there and I think this is great information for about 0.01% of singers. The problem is I've never subscribed to modifying vowels. I've never subscribed to any of those short-term gains. So I just don't understand them. You know, I've not done them. So I can't fix your vowels, man. All I can tell you is if you watch my videos and you like what I do, listen to what I'm saying, because that's how I've figured it out. I didn't really figure it out from a voice teacher perspective. I've figured it out from pretty much how naturals figure it out. So I can tell you what I'm feeling. I can tell you, right, you need to get better at what you do. But in one sense, it kind of feels really nebulous, you know. The question is how? Well, I used the Mastering Mix program, which Singing Success provide. You can go buy that from their website. I did that every day. I watched a hell of a lot of great singers. Jeff Buckley, Jimmy Necco, Tom York, Matt Corby, Sarah Bareilles, Eva Cassidy, Whitney Houston, David Phelps, Phil Wickham, you name it. All the best singers I study and watch for a long time, and I have done for years. So when I bring these messages to you, I'm bringing at it from that perspective. So I'm sorry if this isn't the answer you want. I'm sorry if this doesn't fix people's voices out there. But I'm only really putting this information out to help, you know, people that are really serious about what they do. I'm not that interested in helping people that just want to do a bit of singing. You know, this channel is not a place for, you know, me to, you know, grab a load of people that don't really want to get better at what they do. And, you know, I teach a few people, and if I like what they're doing, if I like where they're going, I'll continue teaching them. If I feel like they're not committed, I won't. It's as simple as that. So, yeah, long story short, somebody out there, this is going to help. And that person, good luck to you, and keep singing, man, because you've happened to come across a unicorn when it comes to singing teaching, because no other coaches out there are talking about things in the way I do. No one understands it like me. I don't know why. My specific journey seems to be very unique. So there we go. It is what it is. But I'm going to cut to outro, guys, and I'll see you in another video. Bye! Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you want my help personally, you can book a one-on-one training session. Drop me a message. My email is in the description. And if you feel like this message was of value, then please feel free to make a donation equal to that value. Again, donation link is in the description. And finally, please share this video with other singers you know. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you in another video. Bye!